Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about the movies, obviously their shows, merchandising, I don't know, whatever the case may be. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, of course, I'm going to be talking about it. So, here we go again. I'll be speaking about in this realm of, how do I put this? Oh yeah, the realm of the stupid. So another brain dead thing I'll be talking about here because oh no, diversity is somehow evil. This article I'm about to bring up is that it just seems like this individual seems to think that something bad is going to happen because reasons. Well, more the article is trying to report on some people, to be more specific. Because this group of people are claiming that if the if Disney does this thing, they'll harm investors with this woke agenda. So, in other words, they're trying to claim that they don't want law and order. They don't want anything to be, I guess, productive in a good way. Just chaos, and this also means it's anti-white. It also means it's being hateful towards white people. What? Like, where is this coming from exactly? I don't know. So there's just gonna be just absolute chaos running among the streets. No rules, no law, nothing. Nobody to arrest them if they do something bad. So people are gonna be just stealing shit. Some people are gonna be just robbing out stores or whatever, and banks and whatnot. Is that what you're trying to get at? This doesn't make any sense, like at all. Yeah, I mean, I already knew it was not gonna make any sense, but anyway. But of course, this has something to do with religion. Of course, this conservative nonprofit company, I guess you can say, this organization, I should say, this organization, America First, legal, pretty much accused Disney of hoarding its own shareholders. If anything, bottom line is that just because they want to be inclusive, they're losing money. That's what this basically trying to get. They're going to lose a lot of money just for being inclusive. And okay, this is something I've been down this road many times. So here we go again with this absolute dumbassery. Just because they want to be inclusive means they're losing profits. Like, how do you know that? How exactly do you know that? Of course, not. They're not going to really bring up anything really to be more specific. And according to said article, there's a 50-page letter that was penned by the former U.S. Department of Justice member, AFL's vice president, or should I say senior vice president, pretty much notes that the Disney Plus programming is something for kids, by the way. They're regarding kids programming. This attitude affects everyone, you, myself, everybody, and their skin color and whatnot. So, what this individual is trying to get at is like your skin color defines who you are, which that's not what that means. These conservatives are trying to claim that whether the character is from Africa, Jamaica, Mexico, Cuba, and whatnot. I mean, there's of course multiple countries out there that have people of dark skin, like India, for example. Somehow, these conservatives believe that if you include somebody from said country that has people of dark skin, they're claiming that if a show has these characters in it, there's gonna be no more than that. It's just a skin color, and that's all there is to them. Just these one-dimensional characters, and it just defines them. Their skin color defines who they are, and that's like the whole personality. I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, are there bad stories that have been inclusive? Of course, there's bad representation in stories, of course. But just because some of them are terrible, just because some of them are badly written, that doesn't mean they're all bad. There's some good stories out there that does include inclusivity, and it's done proper. So these individuals are claiming that if you include characters from different countries, that's all they are. There's no more than what they look like, and that's it. Just have to be really shallow. If anything, this individual just trying to claim that is virtual singularity. And how does that? What does that even mean anyway? It's going to somehow have some consequences, financially speaking. It's going to harm them financially speaking, according to this individual. It's going to financially ruin them somehow. I don't know how that makes any sense, but okay. Okay, just my head hurts. That's all. Just my head hurts just from talking about this. This entire thing is just gaslighting. That's what this is. It's very manipulated. It's very gaslighting, trying to act as if that there's not going to be no more to these characters than just that. Trying to reject social norms and whatnot. And of course, they're going to take a stab at cross dressing because there was a Muppets episode that displays Gonzo. That's cross dressing. Yeah, there's an episode of Gonzo cross dressing, and this article accused that of making trans representation. And again, I feel like another thing I've talked about before. Just because if somebody's cross dressing, that doesn't mean that they're trans. So these conservatives are getting really uppity because of the fact there's apparently trans representation. And you're like, where? I don't know where. Where is this? Where's the trans representation? And even if the character was supposed to be trans, so what? And what's the problem here? As mentioned earlier, folks, yes, there was an actual letter that was actually typed up to pretty much do something about this, to do something against this kind of a thing and whatnot. So another thing is that on Disney Plus, this article also mentions the fact that if there's trigger warnings on Disney Plus, depending on what movie we're gonna watch, as trigger warning. I mean, okay, if I have to criticize Disney for anything, they shouldn't cave in. I mean, yes, this is of course referring to the argument that against Disney because Disney was supposedly racist way back when, which of course is a lie. Disney, that company isn't racist, but some employees, of course, had to cave in and put trigger warnings for like Peter Pan, Dumbo, or anything else for that matter. A lot of people are complaining about these kinds of movies on others because they're supposedly racist, but it's not. But this article is trying to use this as if it's a I got you. It's a I got you moment, supposedly, because this article, well, the conservatives are trying to use this as evidence to back up their claim, which it's not. There's nothing of that to actually bring that up whatsoever. So, if anything, bottom line here is that this conservative people are claiming that if you're trying to be inclusive, somehow there's a lack of quality. There's somehow a lack of quality in the storytelling. In some extent, that might be true, but not always. It depends on what you're referring to. If you're referring to as a whole, no. Not all of it. Not all stories that's inclusive is bad. It just depends on which one you're talking about. If you're referring to like games like, let's say, Life is Strange 2, then yes, you have a point. Where this game does have being inclusive and trying to make white people, as in, okay, more specifically Caucasians, look at a bunch of bastards, then yes, you have a point because it's what you call being hypocritical. You can't be saying that racism is wrong while being racist to Caucasians. That's not how that works. That's what you call being a hypocrite. But then there's other stories like, let's say, speaking of video games, oh yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition, the third installment of the Dragon Age series. It has inclusivity, but it's done quite well. You see people from various backgrounds, various classes, so on and so forth, and whatnot. But it actually amounts to something. Everybody has something to bring to the table in various shapes and forms. In one way or another, said individuals can be helpful. This right here, this is how you do diversity property. I brought this up before, so I'm again feel like I'm repeating myself here again and again. Christ. Again, just because this has inclusivity, that in itself does not mean it's going to be bad right off the bat. And that's what they're claiming. These conservatives are acting as if just because it's being inclusive, that's automatically terrible from the start. It depends on the execution. Anyway, like I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya or yeah, later.